Hey there guys, S2Clan Neo. I'm coming back to you guys with a Decktech video for a Tezzfinity deck that I recently threw together. Before I get into that, just want to let you guys know I was actually gone for a while, no new uploads or anything like that because I did reformat my computer, therefore I lost all the footage that I had. The reformat was actually quite unexpected, and I lost a lot of the deck lists that I previously had, so been trying to get all of that back together. But in the meantime, I made this deck right here, Tezzfinity. Basically, the deck's built around lots of artifacts, and basically making those artifacts pretty big, or using Tezzeret as the win condition. So basically just go through the deck real quick. Hopefully not take up too much time. We've got 12 artifact lands. We have blue, black, and colorless. Also have an Ink Moth Nexus in there, which can become an artifact as well. 3 Ancient Tombs, because pretty much everything in here is going to be colorless. So I mean that does a good job also. Getting right into the meat of the deck, your zero cost cards. You have your Memnite, your Ornithopter. I'm also running a Singleton Mox. Also have some Signal Pests you can throw down turn 1, or a Vault Scourge turn 1. In terms of other creatures, we have Etched Champions and Master of Ethereums. These guys can get real big real fast with all the artifacts that you're throwing down at the beginning. I mean, I can get that out turn 2 and it's like a 5/5, 6/6, something like that, depending on the hand, of course. But I mean, it gives you an idea of how quick the deck runs. Some other cards that are in here: Cranial Plating, which gives you +1/+0 for each artifact that you control. The cool part on this one is that, again, I mean, say turn 1, I'm throwing down a Memnite, an Ornithopter, and a Signal Pest. I come back turn 2 with a, I have an artifact land turn 1. Turn 2, I come back with an Ancient Tomb. And now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 artifacts in play. So I'm getting +5 and equipping it and swinging turn 2. Which is pretty ridiculous. And it could be better if I had a Springleaf Drum. And basically what you can do with that is tap an untapped creature you control to add 1 mana of any color. The cool part on that is, again, turn 1, you play a Memnite, your Springleaf Drum. You can tap the Memnite for any colored mana you'd like, and you can play, say, a Signal Pest or a Vault Scourge. You could play a Duress. I mean, you got a lot of options. And then, of course, there's Tezzeret, which is a win condition all on his own. I'm also running, again, the 3 Duress. I mentioned that earlier. I threw that in there just to have it. I actually don't use it too often. The reason for that is just because the deck's really fast to begin with, so I'm focused more on just, putting a lot of pressure on. Thoughtcast, basically you can draw 2 cards for 1 blue mana. Because of its affinity, I mean, you're replenishing your hand, basically. I know this deck list is a little bit different than some of the other ones that are out there. If any of you guys have seen them before, the lands are a little bit different. Usually they don't have the Ink Moth. They may only have 1 Ancient Tomb. Reason why I don't have it set up like that is just I don't have access to those cards. So this is more of a budget-friendly deck, I guess. I did have the Tezzerets as part of a standard deck that I had made 6 months to a year ago. Same with the Mox, and I think those are probably 2 of the more expensive cards in this deck right here. But aside from that, I mean, it's all fairly cheap. Nothing too crazy. Uh, so again, that's why this is a little bit different than maybe some of the other ones you've seen. Um, I will say that the cool part about this deck is just indeed how fast it is and how easy it is to recover from, certain things happening, board wipes, things of that nature. Um, Also, I found that the cranial plating is actually a really good card, not only because of the what you get for the card in terms of getting the +1 for each artifact, but you can also attach it as an instant for 2 black mana. And I've actually used that before in one of the games that I've played in the last day or so. Used that to actually get a win out of the game. I had it attached to a creature. He chose to block the creature to prevent the damage, so I moved it as with the 2 black mana as an instant speed, I guess. Whatever you want to call it. Moved it to a creature that wasn't being blocked and swung for like 9-10 damage and got the kill. So I mean, there's lots of little things you can do to kind of squeak stuff in, get stuff by. So I will post up at least one game that I played, in which I did get the Tezzeret down, and it's kind of funny too because the guy said that he was finally playing a decent deck, which I thought was kind of amusing because I think it killed him like turn 3 or 4, which is what usually happens with this deck, is you win turn 3, turn 4 constantly. So hopefully I didn't take up too much time. Try to run through this real quick, so hopefully everybody understands, or at least has an idea of how the deck's run. Again, if you have any questions on the deck, feel free to drop comments like a lot of you have on my dredge videos. So feel free, and I'll get that game posted, and stay tuned for that. See you guys later.